corporate training, and is closely associated with radio broadcasting. So, welcome to the show, Sitesh. How are you doing?
Very nice, Kanchan. I'm great. It's a great sunny day here. How is it you? How have you been?
Yeah, I'm fine. And since morning, I've been seeing the celebration on the eve of birthday of our beloved leader, political leader, Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So I thought we'll discuss something about this personality who has impacted and touched so many hearts in India.
Yes, Kanchan. And the legend that Atal Bihari Vajpayee has been, uh, his personality, more than a politician, has been a person who is very compassionate, who has been compassionate to the people, to the government, to his opposition, and he was dear. He was dear across the board. And I would like to start our conversation with one of his poem, which says that गीत नहीं गाता हूँ, गीत नहीं गाता हूँ, बेनकाब चेहरे हैं, दाग बड़े गहरे हैं, टूटता तिलिस्म आज सच से भय खाता हूँ, गीत नहीं गाता हूँ, लगी कुछ ऐसी नजर, बिखरा शीशे शाह शहर, अपनों के मेले में मीत नहीं पाता हूँ, गीत नहीं गाता हूँ, पीठ में छुरी सा चांद, राहु गया रेखा फांद, मुक्ति के क्षणों में बार बार बंध जाता हूँ, गीत नहीं गाता हूँ. So the great personality, Atal Bihari Vajpayee, is somebody who needs to be celebrated every day. His life and his journey on the Indian political spectrum, I would say, should be a case study for all the students of political science, what this country stands for and what people or statesmen, not politicians, statesmen like Atal Bihari Vajpayee, truly deserve for. What do you say?
Yes, I have in the past always appreciated Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and it happened so that I also got a chance to meet him. My grandfather was admitted in escort some time back, and he came to see one of the political leaders in that hospital. And this is how I was able to meet him. Even a few of my family members were also delighted to really meet him and was impressed. And you know, Sitesh, he was born in a Brahmin, Hindu Brahmin family on 25th December 1924. So what a day to celebrate anybody's birthday. See, so today
Yes.
Christmas is also there. His mother, his name was Krishna Devi, and his father's name was Krishna Bihari Vajpayee. So, and then he has done BA in Hindi, English, and Sanskrit. So he's quite learned, and after that, he also completed his postgraduate MA in political science, and this everybody knows. This has come out in a flying colors in his career, this kind of training.
Yes, Kanchan, and there is no wonder why Atal Bihari Vajpayee's birthday is celebrated as a good governance day in India. We have good governance day on his birthday, and today happens to be his 96th birth anniversary. And he is interestingly a prime minister who took the reins of the country for three times, one for 13 days, one for 13 months, and one for the full 5 year term. And all these three terms, whether it was a 13-day term, every time he had to leave the office or he had to be in the parliament, parliament was a place for a celebration of democracy whenever he stood to speak. And that, I think, and his poetry, I mean, and his pauses, I think his pauses need to be analyzed. Why, how? And those pauses are something that I think should be a part of a communications training also, when to take those great pauses. That was Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Yes, and you know that I sometimes feel that he was a great poet, and how come he landed in a such a harsh career platform like politics, and that too in Indian politics. You see, in 1951, Vajpayee was asked by RSS along with to join RSS and along with Deen Dayal Upadhyay to work for the newly formed Bharatiya Jana Sangh, which is a Hindu right wing political party at that point of time. And he has done great deal of service for RSS also, and he has also done a great work along with the Deen Dayal Upadhyay. And you see, in 1957 Indian general election, Upadhyay contested the election of Lok Sabha for the lower court, and at one place he was not able to get the selected, but I think he was defeated. He was elected at Balrampur, from Balrampur for Lok Sabha. So I think it's a very long journey, and very a journey full of credits, full of achievement. So, and as you said that his communication skill, the kind of orator he was, has never left anybody without being impressed. You see, so
Correct.
yes,
Correct. And I think he was also he was noticed by the first Prime Minister of India, Jawaharlal Nehru, also in the Parliament as a young parliamentarian, where Nehru was very impressed with him, and I'm told that he made a comment that this young MP would make a great Prime Minister for the India, and that was to be true. And when he was sworn in 1996, which he was there only for 13 days, he made the greatest statement: Satta ka khel chalega. The parties will come and go, but the people, the democracy, and the ethos of the country would remain. I think that is a great message. He was never hung on to the power, but I am told, Kanchan, that Mrs. Indira Gandhi was very scared of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. When he became the foreign minister under the prime ministership of Morarji Desai, he went to meet Indira Gandhi after convincing Morarji Desai, and he told Indira Gandhi that you need not fear. Nobody from the Janata Party government would harass you, because the situation of those days, Kanchan, was that if the Morarji Desai government or any minister of that government would have wanted, they would have incited so much of hatred for the Gandhi family in those days. For after Because whatever the country saw during the emergency, but it was Mr. Vajpayee who went and assured Indira Gandhi that nothing of that sort would ever happen. And then we also remember, while as a foreign minister, he also went to United Nations and spoke in Hindi, the first by any Indian politician. So he had a rare gift of the gab. He understood people, probably from a very humble, coming from a humble background. He was not fearful of leaving his security and going. I also remember one incident after Indira Gandhi's death. There were some drivers who were, Punjabi and Sikh drivers who were, captured by the rioters who were trying to, almost kill them. And Vajpayee saw it from his home in Delhi, and he rushed out of the gate to save them. There are so many anecdotes. And I tell you, still, when I want to listen to chaste, good, powerful Hindi, I still go to his, lectures, especially that was given in the parliament.
yeah. I sometimes feel that good people, good leaders, always encounters critical situations, and few of the critical situations were also encountered by our dear Atal Bihari Vajpayee when there was Kargil war, and at one point of time he was doing a sandhi with Pakistan and taking a bus service, and he was there in the bus also and traveled to Pakistan from India. But on the other hand, there was Pakistanis were trying to get into the Indian territory, and there was a Kargil war. So again, it is said that it estimated around 600 to 4,000 Pakistani military and soldiers died, and we also lost many young military professionals in this war. So that is quite tragic, and it is also said that almost 70% of territory was captured by India later on, recaptured by India. And then again in 2001 there was attack on Parliament. Again, it was quite a critical incident, critical situation for then government, and of course the leader of the government, Mr. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, because attack on Parliament is taken attack on a country or attack on a democracy. So that is something which is very critical at that point of time. And then I think there was a rule also passed for the anti-terrorist rule to curb these kind of terrorist attack. So now I just remember one of his poem that which really tells about the obstacles, and it tells about how to overcome. Like बाधाएं आती हैं आई, गिरे प्रलय की घोर घटाएं, पांवों के नीचे अंगारे, सिर पर बरसे यदि ज्वालाएं, निज हाथों में हंसते हंसते आग लगाकर जलना होगा, कदम मिलाकर चलना होगा. And I think this is the philosophy he always followed. That is why he is also popular among all opposition leaders.
Yes, Kanchan, of course. And I remember one of the statements that he made in a place when he addressed the 58th session of United Nations General Assembly, where he said, "Poverty is multidimensional. It extends beyond money, incomes to education, healthcare, skills enhancement, political participation at all levels, from the local to the global, access to natural resources, clean water and air, and advancement of one's own culture and social organization." And while he was making these announcements in the United Nations Assembly, at the same time, he was also talking about in April 2003 about Jammu and Kashmir, that gun can solve no problem, brotherhood can. A statesman like him is something that comes in a generation, and that needs to be celebrated. I always think that it is easy to become a politician, but it is rare to become a statesman. And I think we are fortunate, India is fortunate to have some statesmen amongst us. And that's where, when our leaders become statesmen, then our nation's pride becomes multifold. And this, so Vajpayee ji was both a soft spoken guy, but a hard taskmaster administrator at the same time. But he never took the credit of the things that he did. And I remember him telling to people that the Pokhran 2 that was done after 24 years after the Pokhran 1, he said that while the former Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao was outgoing and he was taking charge, Narasimha Rao came and gave him a small chit in which it was written that the bomb is ready, you just need to detonate it. And then the Pokhran 2 plan was designed and how it will be done. And four of our great scientists under the leadership of Dr. APJ Kalam did that Pokhran 2. So that is a rare hallmark of a person like Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So no wonder when he was given Bharat Ratna, I was really happy. And I wish I could go to Parliament someday and see the volumes, the book which has been written on him. In fact, today also, I think our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has released a book on Atal Bihari Vajpayee's volumes that he spoke in the Parliament.
Yes, and I feel that there are few pointer which Atal Bihari Vajpayee has established in good governance is being followed by the current government also, like providing strengthening the army and providing panchayat election and creating a panchayat raj, which was also there, but somehow in between it was loosened by middleman. So I think few points and few guidelines which Atal Bihari Vajpayee had laid, it being followed by the current government. And chalte chalte, I also want to say one poem written by Shri Atal Bihari Vajpayee is और कौन पांडव तेरा सवाल है दोनों ओर शकुनी का फैला कूट जाल है धर्मराज ने छोड़ी नहीं जुए की लत हर पंचायत में पंचाली अपमानित है बिना कृष्ण के आज महाभारत होना है कोई राजा बने रंग पोती होना है इसी ये जो विचार है ये जो हृदय में जो पोइट्री आती है ऐसे व्यक्ति को पॉलिटिक्स में होना मुझे लगता है कि एक अचंभा है क्योंकि जनरली आई हैव सीन पॉलिटिशियंस हु आर नॉट सो इंटरेस्टेड इन writing these kind of deep meaning poems and have those sensitivity of the situations.
That's right, Kanchan, and I think his set of 51 Meri 51 Kavitaएं, 51 poems, they have become very popular. I remember, including our famous ghazal singer Jagjit Singh also sang some of his poems a few years back, and so it is the heart. In his poems, one can feel that this leader's heart bleeds for the nation. At the same time, the heart of this leader is truly happy like a mother for the nation. And I think that rare combination needs to be nurtured in new set of leaders. We need to find out, those kind of leaders now again, while we are moving away from those kind of politicians and leaders who are born after 1947, we need to nurture those rare skills of our great leaders. Atal Bihari Vajpayee showed us one great way, because India needs an empathetic leader, empathy, who has an empathy in his heart and a stick in his hand and an intellect in the head.
Yes, he was great in nationalist leader we had, and I'm dedicating this episode to his memory, to our dear uh, Atal Bihari Vajpayee. It was lovely talking to you, Sudesh. We'll meet in next episode. Till then, bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, Kanchan. Have a great day.